Okay, good morning. Welcome to
MathForKids number 169.
169. It's amazing. We've almost made 200 of these, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to take a look. We just spent the last 2 weeks reviewing fractions, and then today we stumbled on this new exercise in Khan Academy about ordering numbers, fractions, and decimals and percents. And so we're going to do a few of these because these are just great exercises to get you familiar with numbers. So here's the first one. Put the following 5 numbers in order from least to greatest. 0.861, 23 seconds, 21.1%, 93.6%, and 1/8.
Well, 93.6% and 0.861 are both pretty large.
Okay, which one's larger?
0.936.
Okay, so I'm going to write so 93.6% is 0.936, right? So that is, I'm just going to write them the same way. 93.6% and then 0.861. Those are both pretty big. So we've used that one and that one. Okay, what are we going to do next?
Well, 23 seconds is bigger than a half.
Okay, 23 seconds is bigger than a half. That's one thing we can say about that. Okay, what can we say about 21.1%?
That's a little bit less than a fourth.
That's a little bit less than a fourth. So that's going to be over here, 21.1%. We know 23 seconds is bigger than it, and we haven't compared it to 0.861, but we know 23 seconds is bigger than this because this is bigger than a half, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about 1/8?
1/8 is half of 1/4. It's smaller than 21.1%.
That's very good. 1/8 is half of 1/4. What is 1/4?
It's 0.25.
So what is 1/8?
0.125.
0.125. So 1/8 is over here. So the only thing we have to figure out is 23 seconds, and we know it's bigger than 21.1%. And the only question is it less than 0.861? Okay?
Yeah.
So.
Well, 0.861 we can say 0.85.
Okay, well there's actually a much easier way to take a look at this. What's that? There's an easy to reduce fraction very near to 23 seconds.
24 seconds.
24 seconds is what?
Is 6/8.
Yep.
Well,
or
2/3. No. No.
Or
24 seconds.
24 seconds is
3/4.
Is 3/4. Okay. What is 3/4 as a decimal?
3/4 is a decimal.
What's 1/4 as a decimal?
It's 0.25.
So 3/4
is 0.125 times 3, which is It's 0.125. It's 0.25 times 3.
0.25 times 3.
Which is 6. No. Let's just.
No. How many cents is a quarter?
It's 25 cents.
How many cents is 3/4?
It's 75. So it's 0.75.
Okay. 1/4 is 0.25. Notice that there's actually a coin that we call a quarter. And how many cents is it?
It's 25 cents.
It's 25 cents. 3/4 is
75 cents.
75 cents. Okay. So 3/4 as a decimal is 0.75. Is this bigger than it or less than?
It's less than it.
It's less than 0.75 and it's greater than this. So that means 23 seconds. But it's right here in this gap. Okay. There we go. That's how we put them in order. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the reason these are good is because it takes a while to get used to this, but you're going to get a great sense of numbers practicing ordering these. 1/10, 0.586, 73.5%, 3/7, and 68.6%. This one's actually a little easier than the last one. Okay,
well,
go ahead.
This 73.5% is pretty big.
Okay. 73.5% is pretty big.
And then 68.6.
68.6% is also pretty big.
Well, then 0.586.
0.586. Okay, so these are the numbers that we know very easy how to order them because Those are just decimals. Okay, so now we just have to figure out where 1/10 and 3/7 go.
3/7 is bigger than a 10th.
Okay, 3/7. How do you know 3/7 is bigger than a 10th?
Because, well, 3/10, well, 3/7 is pretty close to a half.
3/7 is actually pretty near a half, and 1/10 isn't anywhere close to a half. Okay,
Yeah.
so but 0.586 is also pretty close to a half. So what can we say about 3/7 and 0.586?
Well, 0.586 is bigger than a half. 3/7 is less.
3/7 is less than a half, so it
And
goes
then
there.
1/10.
And then 1/10. Okay, so that one actually was not hard at all.
No.
No? Okay, so that's good. All right, let's do one more.
Okay.
0.611. This one actually is a little harder. 80.3%. 75.1%. 7/12. And 25/28. Okay, go ahead.
Well, ones that are easy to order. 80.3%.
80.3%.
75.1.
75.1%. I'm going to leave bigger gaps here because we don't know where these other ones are going to go. And then, what's the other one? It's easy?
0.611.
0.611. Okay, so now we got to put 7/12 and 25/28, either in between or over here.
25/28 is pretty close to 1.
25/28 is pretty close to 1, so we have to figure out, is 25/28 bigger than 80.3 or less than 80.3? So what should we compare it to just to make our life really easy?
How about 80? How about 0.8?
How about 0.8, which is what as a fraction?
Which is 8/10 or 4/5.
Okay, so 25/28 compared to 4/5. Okay, now this is not exactly 4/5. 4/5 is 80% or 0.8. This is a tiny bit bigger. So if these things are close, we're not going to know. But if they're not close, we should have a pretty good sense, okay? This is, get a common denominator, is going to be 5 times 28, right?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever that is, we're not even going to multiply that out. But what's 5 times 25?
125.
125. This is 125 over 28 times 5.
And
this is 28 times 4.
40 plus 32, which is 72. No, it's 80 plus 32.
Which is?
Which is 112.
112 over 28 times 5. Times 5. By the way, we may as well multiply out with 28 times 5. It's not like it's hard. What is it?
100 plus 140.
140. Okay. So this is actually quite a bit smaller. This is 13 over 140, smaller than that, which is pretty close to 1/10 smaller. Notice that 80.3 is just a tiny, tiny little bit bigger than 0.8. So that means 25/28 goes over here. Okay, less than 1 but bigger than 0.8. And the next one we have to figure out is what?
7/12.
Okay. Well, what can you say about 7/12?
A tiny bit bigger than a half.
A little bit bigger than a half. So what one do we have to compare it to?
0.611.
And what's the easy thing to compare it to?
0.6.
Which is?
6/10 or 3/5.
3/5. I'm going to compare it to 3/5.
Now this is easier to multiply.
Okay, right. So my denominator is going to be 60. 5 times 12?
Yep.
Okay. 12 times 3 is?
Is 36.
36.
5 times 7 is 35.
35. Now, okay, so this is less than, 7/12 is less than 0.6. So is it less than 0.611?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This one over here was a little harder, but because we had to figure out that this was a lot bigger than 0.8. Here, we're comparing it to 0.6, and it's less than 0.6, so we know automatically it's less than 0.611.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the order. Okay, these are really, really good at helping you learn about numbers. These are really good exercises. This is a great job by the Khan Academy. Okay, good job by you today too. Good job.